So, Logan Paul survived an 8-round exhibition fight with Floyd Money Mayweather. And look, I don't care about who won or who didn't win, who landed the most punches. I don't care about all of that. All I want to know is, how did these two individuals, a YouTuber, a former world champion, how did they convince the world that this was worth watching? A whole load of booing after the final bell. Tons of criticism being thrown Mayweather's way for not dealing with Logan Paul. What now for both fighters? Has this ruined Mayweather's legacy? And what has this done for Logan Paul's boxing career? More to be discussed right here on The Dash of Sports. Hi there guys, and welcome to A Dash of Sports episode 47. I'll be your host and presenter Dashiki Dash, and on this show is where I talk about all things sports related, hot topics and trending stories. And if you liked any of the previous episodes, then hey, give us a like, comment and subscribe. And if you've subscribed already, I truly appreciate your love and support. Thank you so much. And don't forget to press the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my shows. And one last thing, sharing is caring, so don't forget to share this. So, Logan Paul versus Money Mayweather ends in boos. The fans weren't happy with the whole fight in itself. But what were people expecting? What were people expecting? Like, I don't understand. Like, people are booing. Obviously, they wanted to be entertained, yes. But this from the get-go, I could already foresee that this was not going to be the best matchup. And, you know, the fundamental thing in boxing, styles makes fights. You understand? Styles makes fights. And Logan Paul was literally a natural heavyweight in the ring there versus 155-pound Floyd Mayweather. Pretty much the heaviest that he's been, but still not heavy enough to be able to deal with all that weight. The fight between one of the greatest boxers in history and one of the best YouTube personalities ended in predictable fashion on Sunday night as Logan Paul adopted a holding and grappling tactic which smothered a lot of Mayweather's work, allowing Logan Paul to survive all 8 rounds of the exhibition fight. Now, before the bell rang and we saw both fighters in the ring, I find it even weird to call Logan Paul a fighter, but I want to give him his credit. You know, he made it all the way to even step in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather. So both fighters in the ring, and the best way I can describe them, the way they looked was like, it was like a scene out of Rocky when you had Ivan Drago and Apollo Creed standing face to face. And man, Logan Paul is a big guy, a big guy, and he made Mayweather look he made him look itty bitty. But hey, my comparison between them looking like Ivan Drago and Apollo Creed pretty much ends there, just looking like them. It was much to do about nothing, the fight. It just left the fans wanting to see something special. I don't know what it is that we wanted to see, but definitely not what we ended up seeing. Man, a lot of swinging from Logan Paul. And you only get like that when you clip someone and you think to yourself, yeah, I've got him. At times it just resembled like a fight outside in the streets. Man was just swinging wild, trying to catch any type of haymaker, but he couldn't catch Mayweather, man. He's got one of the best defenses in boxing history. So I don't know how he thought he would be able to catch him, and he was unsuccessful. But the only thing that I would say, it was just, Logan Paul was just too heavy, man. He was too heavy, he was too tall, and anything that Mayweather was trying to do was being smothered by the fact that every time Logan Paul punched or got anywhere close to Mayweather, he just drapes himself. Was a lot of holding. His background is in wrestling, so you know, I don't know if that kind of had an effect on his performance. That's Logan Paul I'm talking about. But every time, you know, a typical, like maybe even Mayweather going for an uppercut was reaching Logan Paul's sternum. So there was really no way that Mayweather can really work on the inside. There was a couple body shots in there that you saw Logan Paul was like But apart from that, yeah, it wasn't really. There was a couple shots to the face as well that ordinarily maybe a smaller guy you would have seen that maybe they would have stumbled over. But Logan Paul is a big guy. Like, despite the fact that he's got no experience, he was well in shape. He's in the gym all the time. He's been training for the last 3 years or so. So he's got himself in great shape. And the weight was a major factor, like I said. So when he punched him, he weren't like it was rocking him. There was one particular time, though, that it looked like he stunned him. And it's all out there on social media where they're saying that they're saying that it looks like Mayweather stunned him. And then he's trying to hold him up. So there's a lot of conspiracy theories that, you know, it was meant to go the whole 8 rounds. Mayweather was supposed to take it through to, you know, the whole fight for Logan Paul to, I don't know, maybe have some type of bragging. There's so many rumors about this fight. One thing that I will say, Mayweather did call it at the beginning of the fight. He was saying, if he was to knock him out in the first round, people would just be like, it's a YouTuber. Of course you're going to knock him out. You're TBE. If he lets the fight go on for 8 rounds, people will be criticizing him. And as we all saw, that's what happened. It went for the whole 8 rounds, and now everybody's questioning Floyd Mayweather and dissing him. People saying that how he wasn't able to handle a YouTuber. It's mad, it's mad. Do you know what gave me the most jokes though after this fight? Like how people were reacting to it. People were upset, people were mad, people were angry. Oh, this was a waste of time. Like, what is this? Some people saying that they wasted their money, whether you paid for the event or you watched it via stream. But like, people were getting upset, people were getting mad, and I'm just thinking to myself, but you know, the majority of people did stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning to watch this fight. This is the pulling power that Mayweather and Logan Paul as well, you know, this is what they have. And the likes of Conor McGregor, Canelo, they had something to say as well. You know, they're not gonna pass the chance of not saying nothing. Like, McGregor was like, oh, what's this? He made his comment. Canelo said that he would have got Logan Paul out of there. And too right, an active Canelo right now at the top of his game is going to destroy Logan Paul. But still, you can't underestimate the weight as well of Logan Paul. If he uses that effectively, it can stifle one's ability to pop off the shots that you need. So let's take that into consideration. But all in all, man, people just listen. Like I said, I was telling people this. Just treat this like WWE. If you watch wrestling, yeah, you can be invested in it. At times you can even feel like it's real. But you know it's not real, man. It's all sports entertainment. It's all sports entertainment. But one thing I want to mention before I go on to, you know, how I really felt about the fight beforehand, my opinion about the fight beforehand, and how, you know, a few days later, how I'm feeling about it now. Now, let me just say this. Boxing, you do not play boxing, man. And like I said, thankfully, no one was hurt. Both fighters came out of the ring intact, no major injuries, no injuries at all. But what I want to say is the fitness that you need in boxing. Did you see Logan Paul? He was breathing like a dog. Man was trying to prove a point by not sitting down, by standing up. Listen, you don't get no extra points for that. Sit down, take a break, breathe in, taking the oxygen that you need in that 1 minute break that you got. Listen to the instructions, although I'm not sure there was any instructions that he really followed. But yeah, man, I hate these boxers or people that trying to show off or trying to prove a point that, you know, yeah, I'm standing up. Sit down, man, take a rest, take a break. So my opinion on the fight beforehand. I was dead against it, man. Like, I'm sure many boxing, you know, purists, enthusiasts, just like, what is this? I just didn't want to see Mayweather get into a situation where he, you know, he tarnishes his legacy. Or this is boxing. Anything could happen. And if you watch the event from, you know, from the first fight, there was rain. It was raining. The ring was wet. Previous fighters during the event were slipping. So I was just thinking, man, this could be a situation where Logan Paul just lands any type of punch, and then Mayweather gets caught at the top of the head, slips, and that in itself, being just knocked down, would have just been like a feather in Logan Paul's cap. You know, he's already boasting about completing 8 rounds against Mayweather. Imagine if he knocked him down. So all of these things, I was thinking, I just hope it doesn't get to that situation. But, you know, I knew that it wasn't a serious thing. First and foremost, it's an exhibition. Let me just remind people, it was an exhibition, and I had to remind myself of that as well. This was an exhibition, which means you can do whatever you want. You can be as foolish, as silly, you can joke around, you can try things, you can have fun with it. And Mayweather all along was saying, listen, I'm just here to have fun. I'm here to make my money and have fun. However this fight goes, or whichever way this fight goes, I'm just here to have fun. So now the more that I was thinking about it, especially after the fight, the more it just made a load of sense. Money Mayweather. His name's not Money Mayweather for no reason. Money. To get 30 million, relatively, for just sparring. He said he got 30 million for just logos on his shorts. He got 1 million even before he stepped and made his ring walk. When things are all added up, I'm sure he'd be earning close to the region of 100 million for fighting a YouTuber, barely even breaking a sweat, got a couple of cuffs in the head, that's it, got to punch up a guy a couple times, and you're gonna be walking away from this whole entire exhibition 100 million richer. It's all business, innit, for Money Mayweather. It's all business. He has found a way to still be making money long after his career is done. At 44 years old, he's by far over the hill. We're not expecting, well, I was not expecting Mayweather to go in there and do the madness, especially the fact that he tried to say that he will knock out Logan Paul. Man, I can't remember the last time Mayweather knocked someone out. Was it Ricky Hatton or Victor Ortiz? All this talk at 44 years old to be knocking out virtually a heavyweight boxer, I couldn't see it myself. But, you know, many people thought that that's what he would be able to do, so I'm guessing that's why a lot of people were disappointed. But he was there to make his money. Make his money, that's what he was there for. Now you can imagine everybody's had something to say. Former fighters, boxers, MMA fighters, commentators, pundits. Everybody's had something to say. Criticizing Floyd Mayweather. But you just gotta understand, for me, this was nothing but, it was WWE. Yeah, like if wrestling's fake, we all know wrestling's fake, but we watch it because it's entertainment. And this is exactly what this exhibition was. For me, this is my opinion, I felt like it was just entertainment. We was watching to see what would happen. We was watching to see whether or not Logan Paul can actually match up to Mayweather, even though we know he couldn't. And we wanted to see what type of Mayweather will be, you know. Listen, anytime we get to see Floyd in a ring, it's a good thing. We're not going to get many of these chances. In fact, he said after in the post-fight interviews that he is not returning back to boxing. So we can forget that. And also he hinted at the fact that he's not going to be doing no more exhibition fights. I feel like, look, he looked every bit of 44 years of age, and I think it's tough, innit? You can't just be preparing yourself for these fights. A lot of wear and tear in boxing. It's real, man. Like, you know, the wrists, he's had brittle wrists for a very long time. So all of that training, you can hit the bags, you could do the speed bag, but to be ring fit, to be fighting fit, to be fight ready is a totally different thing. And he doesn't need it, man. He doesn't need the money. But this was just too good to be true. And I think in his situation right now, it was probably like a last hurrah. As he said, it was an easy and legal bank heist, a bank robbery for him. And he couldn't resist it. And he took it with both hands. And he's like, almost 100 million richer for it. So what now for Logan Paul? He's flirting with the idea about doing MMA, but I think his heart is still set, very much set on boxing, and he wants to continue that. And this is what I said, for me, it just makes sense. If he got KO'd, his stock goes down. Him going 8 rounds against, Floyd, it just boosts him. He can brag about this. Even Jake Paul, who was ringside, trying to count the scores and all of that kind of stuff. I don't know what he was doing. But according to him, in his opinion, he felt like Logan Paul won the fight. But listen, these Paul brothers, they know what they're doing. They're selling tickets. They're selling merch. They're selling out all of their events, and they're doing good things in terms of creating that buzz. And boxing does need it. You need that entertainment. I feel like a lot of boxers out there are going to be learning a valuable lesson. I think Mayweather, if Mayweather wasn't the blueprint in terms of building a character for yourself, because a lot of these fighters, they're quite dull, man. They don't have that. A lot of these fighters are not really charismatic, and that's what brought, Mayweather that fame and that global fame and the money that comes with boxing. A lot of these fighters, you just think to yourself, you could just turn up and just box or just be this skillful guy, and then that's it. Look at Wilder. He's a very big, huge character, and he backs it, obviously, or he did back it with his knockout power. But a lot of these boxers now, they're gonna have to switch it up. Anyway, back to Logan Paul. I feel that he's gonna stick with boxing, and who's his next opponent, we don't know just yet. I think this period of time is just to celebrate his achievement. And look, man, I'm gonna give a big, massive round of applause or shout out, whatever it is that you need to do to congratulate Logan Paul for this absolutely amazing achievement, man. Like, if I could go and play football with Thierry Henry or Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi or the old Ronaldo or any legend in football, I would just be like, oh my days, what a dream. And the same in boxing, I wouldn't want to get in a ring with Mike Tyson or anything like that. But if I was capable and I knew that I can handle my own and I could be in a ring with Mike Tyson, to share the ring with Mike Tyson, or even Mayweather, Muhammad Ali, like, man, that would be a dream come true. And that's all you can say, man. What a dream that he's been able to accomplish. And he's just showing everyone, man, if you put your mind to something, no matter what anybody's saying, just do what you need to do to achieve your goals, you can achieve it. But hey, man, what we saying about this whole exhibition stuff? Like, should these exhibition fights still continue? Should it just be like, like, you see Mike Tyson and the stuff that he was doing, Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. Should it just be like former athletes, former fighters, keep it within that realm? Or should the YouTubers continue doing what they're doing? Are they tarnishing boxing, or are they good for boxing? If you think about it, we're just coming off the back of a pandemic. A lot of people have suffered financially. So bringing that kind of buzz back into an industry, into boxing, just boosts everything, innit? Everybody will be able to eat from these events, and you get a new fan base. A lot of the casual fans or people that don't really watch boxing will then be able to start recognizing particular fighters. But let me know how you feel about the whole thing. Exhibition fights. This fight in itself, Logan Paul versus Floyd Money Mayweather. Was it to your expectations? Did they entertain you? Or was you just like those fans that were there? 30,000, 30,000 in Miami attended this fight. And at the end of it, they ended up booing. And I'm sure a load of people at home also were very disappointed. But let me know, man. Put your comments down below and let me know. And with that being said, I'm going to leave it there for today, but thank you so much for tuning in yet again to another episode of A Dash of Sports. I truly appreciate your love and support with that. And if you need further information about future episodes or just your day-to-day sporting updates, then hey, come and check me out, man. I'm on Instagram and I'm also on Twitter, which is A Dash of Sports. I'll put it down below here at Dash of Sports, and I'll also leave in my description so that you got a direct link to that. And please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Smash that like button. Comment and help me to get these subs up. And remember to press the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future episodes. Until the next time here on A Dash of Sports, peace.